Hey, I'm thinking about Galatians 6:2 this morning that says, share each other's burdens, and in this way you obey the law of Christ. What does it look like to live out the law of love and share burdens with each other? Share burdens with one another, with other people. Well, it brings a picture to mind. I'm remembering a day on a Sunday afternoon with our kids in a park outside of Baltimore where we were just enjoying the beautiful weather, and I noticed a pigeon that was perched near us. And I noticed that he was all bound up by fishing line wrapped around his legs. Somehow he had been in the wrong place at the wrong time and was stuck with a mess. Getting anywhere meant an awkward hobble or an embarrassing leap. Some people near us went over and tried to catch him so they could untangle him and set him free, but he would have none of it. He knew he was in bondage, but he didn't trust those giants trying to help. He did have a pigeon friend, though, and that friend stayed near him. I'm sure that the other pigeon, his friend, had limited experience in removing a tangle that was keeping his friend from freedom. But maybe in the process of just being there with support, both pigeons could trust their creator together with the burden. Maybe that's just a small example out of creation of what it looks like to care for one another. In proximity, coming alongside to encourage and just be there with a peaceful presence and a prayer that builds hope. We may not know how to fix it, but we can always pray with others and look to God as a source of hope together. You know, one of the definitions of a pigeon is a person who is easily swindled or deceived. You know, we all have a bit of pigeon in us. We can get taken advantage of and even betrayed and deceived, especially if we're serious about loving and caring for others and sharing burdens. And it hurts when people deceive us or speak deceptive words about us. And it really is a challenge of faith to open the heart to people again after we've been hurt or taken advantage of or scammed or been misrepresented and misunderstood by others. It can be crippling. And emotional scars can easily bring a limp that can become a familiar part of us and we kind of hobble around. It isn't easy to trust again and to walk in that joyful lightness in our step that God desires for us. Yet God is a powerful healer of the wounded and the lifter of our heads. Pigeons were born to fly, not limp around in a fallen world. And people were created to soar above the circumstances as worshipers together. So do you need a friend? Who are you a friend to? Pigeons have a reputation of being able to find their way back home. Pigeons are also useful for carrying messages. And here's a message to share from one sanctified pigeon to another. Words of truth that help us home and to find our way into the depths of God's love. 1 John 4:7 says, "Dear friends, let us continue to love one another, for love comes from God, and anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God." So be encouraged today.